So Mr. Moistman recently did an audition for the upcoming live-action Beyblade, and I honestly didn't know this was a thing, first of all, but as to be expected, he perfected the role of Ryuga. But why? Who is Ryuga? Why did Mr. White do such a good job of portraying? What even is Beyblade? And most importantly, what's your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh archetype? Well, as an avid Metal Saga enjoyer, let me give you a quick rundown on who it is we're dealing with. If you don't know by now, Beyblade is a toy series of spinning tops that battle against each other until one of them stops spinning. Ryuga is from the Beyblade anime, specifically the Metal Saga, which consists of 3 series: Metal Fusion, Metal Masters, and Metal Fury. In the first series, Metal Fusion, he serves as the show's main antagonist alongside Doji, who drinks orange juice from a wine glass and eats pizza with a knife and fork. It's very classy, I like that. He's a ruthless, power-hungry person who cares only about himself, and that is amplified by his Beyblade El Drago, who possesses its user into becoming a monster. In the next season, Metal Masters, he steps aside from his role as the main villain to be more of a rival figure to the protagonist of the Metal Saga, Jinga, which sounds like a Spanish vulgarity. At this point, he just kind of does whatever he wants, which usually involves ramming his dragon into anything that moves. This pretty much remains consistent in the final series, Metal Fury, with one major caveat, and this is where there's going to be some spoilers. So if you don't want to hear spoiler talk, I'm going to need you to spoiler walk away from this video. Ryuga begins to get followed around by Kenta, a deuteragonist of the series. Initially, Kenta's more of an annoyance to Ryuga, but as you could probably guess, he does start to come around to the boy, even if he rarely shows it. The line used in Penguin Z-Zero's audition actually comes from their final scene together, where Ryuga dies because he did something pretty dumb, and ends up giving Kenta his star power before he goes. It's meant to be this emotional moment, showing the growth of the 2 characters involved. Ryuga finally gets punished for being so arrogant, but because of that, he, the initial main villain of the show, who once cared only about himself, starts to care for someone else. In turn, Kenta, who once heavily relied on other people and was incredibly insecure about himself, learns to find his own strength and the will to step up to the plate when he needs to. This passing of the torch moment is an incredibly nuanced scene, and in order to make it work, we need some incredibly nuanced actors, and that's where one man comes along. So let's give Charlie's demo reel here a look.
That one time, for a brief shining moment, I became serious.
Now right off the bat, I just want to touch on that gravelly voice that he has there. Ryuga has this very specific gravelly voice, which sounds silly if he's not trying to be sadistic or angry. And Charlie absolutely nails it. He gets it right off the bat. Gravelly, not super deep, kind of high-pitched, but also still kind of menacing. He gets it exactly right. And as you can see there, he puts so much emotion into that launch. Every time Ryuga launches his Beyblade, it's always with a purpose, and you can tell right there was definitely a purpose. It was emotion, it was feeling, it was rage, there was sadism, everything encapsulated in one draw of the string. And that final moment when Ryuga finally dies and says his iconic line.
The same speed Moses parted the Red Seas. El Drago, bring him back!
Now right there, you can see that Charlie has a very good understanding of the lore of Beyblade, and that's incredibly important for an actor to have, an understanding of what they're talking about. If you don't know what you're talking about, you may as well just stop. Understanding what it is that you're talking about, what it is that you're acting for, that's part of getting into character. And knowing that Moses parted the Red Sea with a Beyblade, that's incredibly important to understand Ryuga. Did I keep saying Ryuga?
My name's Charles White, Tampa native. I'll be auditioning for the role as Ryuga.
Never mind.
Also, Ryuga I know is 13, I'm 27, but I'm willing to shave my beard to give the authentic look.
Now that is some dedication. Shaving your beard? What's next? You're gonna cut your hair? What actor do you know would shave their facial hair for a role? That's dedication. You're never gonna find anyone else like that.
Ryuga, you're okay!
For a brief shining moment, I was serious. Fuck, line, well, that wasn't the, hold on.
Now you see that? He was in the head of the character. He's so involved into Ryuga that he's starting to doubt what the original writers thought fit for him. He's starting to take creative liberties. That's someone who you want on your team. Someone who knows what they're doing. Someone who can be so in character that they basically become the character and override the source material.
On this one, can you do it with a little southern twang? Like not full on, but maybe
My inner shot. Well, I don't know if I'll do the southern twang yet. I'm just gonna see what feels
do what
right.
feels right.
Yeah.
Italian, anything. Kendo! That was not Italian.
Take the gabagool!
Now, as we can see there, not only is he willing to be in character, he's willing to do it in different accents. Who else is gonna be a 13-year-old anime villain, but also be willing to do it in different accents? Southern? Italian? You think we're gonna get Joe Pesci on here to do something like that? No. Charles White.
Kenta! Oh. I went backwards. Just take it, Kenta.
Yeah, Kenta comes after.
Like I said before, he is so in character that he surpasses the original character. He starts feeling the lines. He doesn't have to say them in order. He knows what they mean regardless of what order they come in.
You're going against your biggest enemy. You're done. You're ready to kill him. You just want him to die. Channel that anger and energy into it. And you're a threatening foe.
I would say so.
Anger, the defining trait of Ryuga. Amazing. I couldn't have done it better myself. I don't know why I said that. I'm no actor. But Ryuga's driving force is power. He wants more power. And with that power comes anger. He's gonna be angry a lot because he just wants more and more power. And as you can see here, Mr. White just nails that need for power, that desire, that burning rage, that dragon in his soul. That's exactly the kind of acting we need.
So what about this? You're forced to rip your Beyblade against a friend who you know you're gonna beat, but you don't want to.
Now, Ryuga isn't particularly known for having friends in the show, but that's okay. That's a creative liberty taken. Again, this is a live action. I'm not sure if this is a remake or something. I don't know. But it doesn't have to be one for one with the original show, because what's the point if it's one for one? Of course, take creative liberties. Do something new. And clearly, as you can see here, they're doing something incredibly new while still staying true to the original character. This time around, he's still feeling anger, rage, the need for power, but this time he has more to sacrifice, he has more to lose, he has to fight his friends. That's a nuanced character. That's what's going to lead to that final death scene, and that's what's going to make that so great.
Well, I'll try to get you to the Alright, do it. Let it rip!
Drago!
Hold it. Blood's being edited in.
Now this is a little bit different from his original death scene. It's a bit more visceral, a bit more bloody. But again, what's wrong with taking a few creative liberties? If he understands that this is the way the character would act in this situation, why not make it a part of the show? Why not do something new with it? Why not take this character that we all know and love and just bring him up to 10? Bring him up to 11, and make that final scene more visceral so it sticks in your head. That final scene with Kenta, it's gonna, imagine that. That's gonna be emotional. When we see something like this, while Kenta's standing right next to him, now that's something I'd be excited to see.
We ready?
We're ready, go ahead.
Okay.
Kenta, you didn't deserve this. Executed for crimes you didn't commit. I won't let it happen. I'm gonna turn back time with a rip to end all rips. The same speed Moses parted the Red Seas. El Drago, bring him back! Kenta!
Another scene with creative liberties taken, but none so much that they disrupt from the original character. As you can see here, Kenta was executed for crimes he didn't commit. Now, again, that didn't happen in the original, but it makes so much sense that that would happen now. And Ryuga, having developed this relationship with this character, wanting to bring him back, using his Beyblade's signature ability, Time Warp. This is the kind of writing that it takes years to master.
I'm alive!
As we can see here in this version of the show, they've developed a romantic relationship for one another. Now, these are kids in the show, look around 13, 8 to 13. But, you know, with anime, you can never tell. So, hey,
Like, what's your past experience?
I'm sure Jerry already knows. I was in the Hunger Games. I auditioned for Percy Jackson. I think I should be getting that role pretty soon.
Now, in case you needed any more convincing, which you probably don't at this point, he was in the Hunger Games, you know, pretty important role, and he's probably going to get that Percy Jackson role. So you're going to see him pretty soon on the big screen. No, but really, as someone who watched these shows avidly, this would be really funny to see. Yeah. If you haven't watched the original Beyblade, the Metal Saga, give it a watch. If you like Yu-Gi-Oh, the original Yu-Gi-Oh, yeah, give it a watch. It's, you know, you never know. I still like it. I've rewatched every series multiple times. So, yeah, it's pretty good. Also, my favorite archetype is Abyss actors, just so you know.